And this is a major story. You need to pay attention because the NCAA, as we know it, may be done.
The ruling also prohibits the NCAA from using or from enforcing its rule of restitution, which is a pretty wild rule that basically says that if a court makes a ruling about an NCAA rule and then a player follows the court ruling and then that court ruling is overturned, the NCAA can retroactively punish the player. Court says NCAA can't do that. So I just wanted to point that out because that was a big question about the transfers, is if a ruling was overturned with an athlete who chose to play and then was deemed ineligible, would they lose a year of eligibility? So this judge clearly is making sure that the NCAA has no enforcement power whatsoever.
College football is not what it used to be, and it never will be again. Like it or not, people are going to have to adjust and change with the times and try to get ahead of everything to make everything transition as smoothly as possible. Instead, coaches and some administrators have dug their feet in the ground and said, we want things to remain the same. That's not going to happen. There's been a massive tidal wave that has overtaken the country, and you're not going to stick your head above the water and clear the water out magically. You got to ride the wave and figure out a way to stay afloat.
The NCAA has fought so hard to prevent athletes from being classified as employees. So now these athletes aren't earning salaries, but they're also not restricting themselves by way of employment contracts. It's essentially it's a free market. It's free agency with no restrictions whatsoever, no rules anymore if we're going to abide by this order. And so not only has a vacuum been filled by the fact that they're not salaried and they're not entering into employment agreements, but there's an argument to be made that they now have more power than if they were salaried employees.